Many of us have actually left the past. We've physically transitioned from the past into the future, but we are still carrying the baggages of the past. We are still carrying the pains, the emotions, the baggages that comes with the past into our present and even into the future if we don't evaluate our life. I'm doing a series on how to finally let go of the past and move into the future that God has in stock for you. If this is you, or you want to finally leave the past in the past where it belongs to and move into the greater future that God has in stock for you, then this series is for you. Today I'm doing a series on finally letting go of a hurtful experience and moving on joyfully into the goodness of God, into that thing that God has in stock for you. You may have been through a hurtful experience. You may have been through something that was very painful, something that was very hurtful, something, that is beyond word, that I can't say I fit into your shoe. I understand what you are going through, but I've been there. I've been through a painful experience too. I remember when my dad died. I was just sitting on my table when I was told that he has finally died. First of all, it was a feeling of shock. Why was I shocked? Was I not expecting it? After all, he has been sick for a very long time. He has been sick I think he was sick for about 12 years or if not more. And he has been going through pain and through, stress and all of that. And at some point, he was like saying, God, you either heal him or just take him home and let him rest. But when he finally came and he died, first of all, I was shocked that he's dead. And for a very long time, all throughout that day, as I was sitting on my table, when that call came through, I first of all was living in denial. He wasn't dead. I was going to call him and I would still speak to him. I felt I was fine. I felt that I was okay, but after a long time, a series of events has happened in my life. Even after he has been buried, I knew that I haven't yet left that pain. I haven't yet accepted the fact that he is dead. And that could be you. You may have gone through a very painful experience. You may have gone through something that was painful. It may not be someone dying. It may be somewhere you have been treated wrongly. It may be something that has happened in your life and you find it difficult to let go. And I will give you some reasons why you need to let go of that hurtful experience, or why you need to let go of that past. Number one, it is draining your energy. It is draining your energy. I found out that we are always existing in energy level, like an atom. An atom exists at energy level. So when you carry the baggage of pain, of trauma, of the things that are painful to you, you carry it in today, you carry it in your present. That energy dispels the good things that could have happened to you. That energy dispels the positive energy that you would have used to pursue greater goals. I don't know if you get my point, but when you carry the energy of a painful experience, you live in that energy, you exist in that energy, and it prevents you from having the positive energies that will propel you into a greater future. Secondly, the painful emotion you are carrying does not exist in vacuum. There is a space for every emotion you are feeling. If you have the feeling of anger, of resentment, of, pain, you prevent other positive emotions from dwelling on your inside. Whether it is joy, happiness, or any other good emotion that is more useful to you. So your emotions do not exist in vacuum. When you carry the painful emotions, the anger, the resentment as a result of that event, then you are pushing away the emotions, the positive emotions that you need to actually do something more useful with your life. The third reason why you need to let go of that emotion or that painful experience is that there is nothing you can do to change what has happened. That was the one that actually delivered me. There is nothing you could do to change what has happened. You can change today, you can change tomorrow, but you cannot change what has happened in the past. Right? So when you realize that there is nothing you can change, whether you think about it from now to tomorrow, you cannot change that past. You cannot change that painful experience that took place in the past from now becoming good. No, you cannot do that. So you need to, let go. What are the strategies that you can apply to finally let go? Number one, accept that it has happened. I struggled to accept that my dad was dead. I struggled to let go that he was no more. I struggled with it. I struggled to accept that it has happened. So foundation of your healing, the foundation of you finally letting go of that past is acceptance that has happened. That event has happened. Accepting that event has happened. 2, you need to sit down and evaluate the past. Evaluate what has happened. Sometimes what is making you not to forget the past is because you think there is something you could have done. There is something you could have done better. There is something you could have done to change the circumstance. But when you sit down and analyze, is there something I could have done? Is there something? Could I have, given him some of my time? Could I have, could I have done something better? Anything. Evaluate that situation. Evaluate what has happened. Finally, sit down with yourself and evaluate. Is there something I could have done better? Your evaluation of that past is not because you want to go back and change anything that happened in the past, but for you to apply it going forward. Take the lessons of the past, which leads me, to the next point. Get decision to use the lessons, the evaluation, the point that you have highlighted as what you should have done in that past experience, in that, painful experience, what you should have done, and get decision to apply it in the current future, not to go back and change anything in the past. Thirdly, when that painful experience comes, use the word of God. Use the word of God. Use the word of God to repel it. Use the event of when my dad died. I was always seeing in my dreams. I was always thinking, when I see someone else, I would say, oh, this person looks exactly like my dad. But when I realized from the word of God that there is no connection between someone that is dead and those that are alive, I started using the word of God to repel. He is dead. He's no more. Therefore, I have moved on. I cherish his presence in my life, but now he is dead. I need to move on. Use the word of God. Use the word of God concerning that situation. And lastly, speak to yourself when that event comes again to your mind. When the thought of that event comes again, speak to yourself. Speak to yourself. I just tell myself, okay, there is nothing you could have done better in this situation. There is nothing you could have done for him to stay more. There is nothing you could have changed in this particular situation. So this is how you speak to yourself. Distract your mind with something, with the word of God, with speaking to yourself, with telling yourself this is what you need to do. And the more you do it, the more you persistently repel that hurtful experience, the more you can finally let go and live the future that God has in store for you. I know that with this, you can finally let go of that hurtful experience, of that painful experience. And I will see you in my next video on how you can finally let go of a painful relationship. See ya.